So, Jethalal, how's everything going on with your new factory setup now? Business has improved since I moved the ice cream production to a factory and kept the shop focused on just serving ice creams. Great. So, everything is smooth now. Not really. I have hit a new roadblock. Different flavors need different freezing temperatures, and managing all of that in a simple factory has become a nightmare for me. Ah, I see. Handling multiple complex processes in a simple factory can get overwhelming, right? Exactly. Mango needs one temperature, chocolate needs another, and I'm constantly struggling to balance it all. I figured this might happen. The more variation you introduce, the harder it becomes to manage a simple factory setup. So, what do I do now? I thought of moving everything to one factory was the ultimate solution. Yeah, it was a good start, but now you need to think differently. It's time to divide and conquer. Divide and conquer? What do you mean? You need specialized factories for each flavor. For example, one factory for mango, another for chocolate, another for vanilla, and so on. Each factory will be dedicated to a single flavor on its specific requirements. Oh, so each factory would handle its flavor's unique process and challenges. Exactly. With this factory method pattern, each factory becomes specialized. So you won't have to worry about managing different needs under one roof. This way, the process is streamlined. You are amazing, Mehta Saab. This approach will make everything so simpler. Hello, friends. Welcome back to our Mastering Design Pattern series. Today is lesson 5, and we are diving into a widely used design pattern, the factory method pattern. We will cover what it is, why it's helpful, and how to implement it in the code. Without further ado, let's get started. First, let's understand what is factory method pattern. It defines an interface for creating an object, but lets the subclasses to decide which class to instantiate. So the entire responsibility of instance is given to the subclasses. How it is done, that we will look in now. So first step is we will organize the current code that we have. So this is our current code. If you remember, here was one ice cream interface, and here was our ice cream factory. This is a simple factory. Here all the creation process is being done at one centralized location. Okay. First, let's organize this code and then we will look into the problem with this approach. So I will create three folders now. First will be for interface. Here I will move all my. Now I will create a folder for product. Here I will move all my ice creams. Which are the ice cream right now? Mango, vanilla and chocolate. So I have moved all of them here. And I will create one more folder with the name Simple Factory. Here I will move this ice cream factory. So with this, we have organized our code in a proper way. We have an interface folder, we have product folder where the actual ice creams are there. And then we have our simple factory folder where our simple ice cream factory is there. Okay, now let's understand the problem that we are facing currently in our simple factory. Here we were preparing three ice creams, vanilla, mango and chocolate. Let's say we were having only one freezer and each of these ice creams raw material was put in that freezer. Now there is a requirement that the raw material of vanilla ice cream should be at maybe minus 10 degree. The raw material of mango items should be at minus 15 degree and the raw material of chocolate should be put at maybe minus 20 degree. Then what we have to do? We have to change here. In let's say I will just show you that for vanilla I require freezer temperature set to minus 10 degree. Okay. Now we have to again reset because mango doesn't require that. Reset freezer temperature. Again, mango requires to be on minus 15 degree Celsius. Mango raw materials of anything. Then we have to again reset. And now chocolate requires maybe minus 20 degree Celsius. Again, we have to reset. So this is one of the operation. But let's suppose there are multiple operations that we need to do. It means our object creation process has now become complex and we are doing all the changes at that factory only. But that factory is also of limited size. So what we have to do now? Now the Jethalal is in again a big problem because of limited size. He cannot put new things for each of the ice creams. Let's say he now puts a freezer for all three types of ice cream. Later on, there is a requirement of something else. So all those management has become difficult. So what is the solution now? Now the next solution is instead of having all the factory creation process at one centralized location, he will divide them. He will distribute whichever factory requires whatever item, he will distribute them in their subdomains. And the base factory will have some common logic. Now, I will show you at code level how we can achieve that. So, now the steps I already explained what are the problems with management of specialized product in a simple factory. I gave the example of freezer temperature which we can see here also. Now our this code has become cluttered, right? And this code is also breaking the rule of single responsibility. His responsibility was to just instantiate and give the object. But now he has to do lot of new things, right? So that should be avoided. For that we have factory method pattern. First, what we will do, we will create a base factory interface. Next, we will define specialized subclasses. And next, we will create the factory in the main class from user selection. And next is to ask the factory to create the product. And finally, we will move the creation of factories to a simple factory. So as you can see that simple factory usage will come here also. Now let's see each of the steps one at a time. So we have already organized our code of simple factory. Now first step is to create an interface. This interface will represent our base factory. So let's create an interface. I base ice cream factory. Let me give the name like this. Okay, it's an interface. For now, I am keeping it very simple. I have just one method, ice cream, and this will be responsible for preparing ice cream. So I am giving the name prepare ice cream. Okay. So we have a common base factory. Here I will give the name ice cream. So we have a common base factory. Now what we have to do? We have to create individual ice cream factories. So for that I will create individual ice cream factories now. I will create first mango factory. Let me give it name mango ice cream factory. Here also I will just give public, and I will implement I base ice cream factory here. This will return the mango product. Okay. And before that, what we want to do, as we discussed here, what we want to do here, when the mango is there, at that time we want the freezer temperature to be 15 degrees Celsius. So I will set the temperature at 15 degrees Celsius. Please note, I have just written here a console write line, but in reality, there will be some complex process that will be going on here, right? So now we have a mango ice cream factory. Now let's create other factories in the similar way. So first I will, instead of putting it here, I will create a new folder so that it gets organized. I will give it factory method and move this mango ice cream factory here. Now I will create other two factories. I'm just copy pasting and then I will rename. So I will create vanilla. Okay. And here the temperature was maybe, let's see what was the temperature. We had set the vanilla for 10 degrees. So I will set it for 10 degree. And here I will return vanilla ice cream. Okay. Now the third one is chocolate ice cream. So I will set here chocolate. So I have created a chocolate also, chocolate ice cream factory also. And here the temperature of the freezer needs to be set to 20 degree. And this will return chocolate ice cream. So now we have actually three factories. You can consider them as factory, or if you have a big factory, you can create subunits in that factory. Those are individual units. Those will have their own responsibilities. They will be responsible now for creating the ice cream. So now mango ice cream factory is responsible for creating mango ice cream. Vanilla is responsible for creating vanilla ice cream, and chocolate ice cream factory is responsible for creating chocolate ice cream. So in the main program, we will now use these factories to create the object instead of our simple factory. So for now, I will comment this all, and again I will ask the user if type is equals to vanilla, then what we want to do? Before that, I will have one interface, I factory, I base ice cream factory interface. I will just define it like this, equal to null maybe. Now the next is, here I will set the value. If vanilla, then which factory will come? New vanilla factory, vanilla ice cream factory, right? Then if mango is there, then mango factory, right? Similarly, I will write for others. Mango and then chocolate. So for mango, again, new mango ice cream factory, and for chocolate, again here, chocolate ice cream factory. So I will just here write chocolate, and else whatever was the default, I can give here console line also. Maybe I will just set again null, and no such ice cream exists, right? For organizing the code, we have a shortcut control KD. So now we have the factory, and lastly, we have to actually assign the ice cream. Here now the factory will be responsible for creating the ice cream. So this prepare ice cream method is nothing but our factory method. Okay. This is our factory method. This is our parent class and these all are its child class. Now, the parent class, or in this case interface, is not responsible for creating the objects. It's the responsibility of child classes to create the object. This is what the factory pattern is. Now, in the program, let's see and let's run it. Here in the serve method, what I will do is I will give meaningful console logs. So I will just change here serving for all. Okay. So now we have a console log and let's see what is happening now. I have run the program and again it is asking we are offering vanilla, mango and chocolate ice cream. Which one you want? I want vanilla ice cream. So as you can see, freezer temperature set to minus 10 degrees Celsius and serving vanilla ice cream, right? To prove this that the factory class was called, let's put one more log. Preparing in factory. Console dot write line. Preparing in factory. Okay. Then similarly, I will put logs for mango and others as well. Mango and vanilla. Okay. Now, so now again I have run. If I will pass mango, I want mango. See, preparing the mango ice cream in factory, freezer temperature set to minus 15 degrees Celsius, serving mango ice cream. Okay. So in this way, we have organized our code very well. I hope you understood now why we have created separate factories. Why we created? Because here it was becoming cluttered. Here the data was too much and for this simple factory, it was now becoming unmanageable to hold. So now everything can be removed from here. Its process will be simple. Right now we are not using this simple factory. We are using this factory method. But there is one problem in this program.cs class. As you can see in our previous video also we saw this problem that everything was there in this main class and new instantiation was also there. So what we can do is we can create a simple factory for this vanilla ice cream factory, mango ice cream factory and chocolate ice cream factory. That factory will be for giving these factory objects. Please note that this simple factory is different from this factory. Here we are getting the actual objects while the factory which I am telling here we will get the factory objects. Let me show you how. I will create here one factory. Let's name it simple factory collection. Let me give name factory collection. So here we will have collection of all our factory objects. So here I will give it public static I factory base. I ice cream factory base ice cream factory get fact base ice cream factory. Let me give it what we will pass. We will here also we will pass for now type equal that code we will move here now. This code we will move here. Okay. And here I will just initialize I base factory equal to null. Okay. And I will return from here. So let's see what is the error now. Cannot declare instance, right, in the static class, correct? So here we have to mark it as static. So the code is exactly same, but here we have the now the collection of factory. So now this is the power of simple factory, right? That's why I told you that simple factory pattern is the most easiest and most used pattern. So we will be using this simple factory in many cases. So we have used here also now the simple factory. In the upcoming videos also you will see that simple factory will be used a lot. So now we have removed everything from there, and now here we will use that class. Which was the class? Factory collection dot get base ice cream factory, and here we will pass the type. So we have passed the type, and rest all code is same only. And let me run it and see whether the output is same or not. Let me go mango, and yes, we are able to see the output. This is the same output, but now with the help of our knowledge of simple factory, we have created a nice collection of factory, and here we are now giving the factory as an return type instead of previously we were giving the actual ice cream. If you don't get it, please try. Now, again, one thing we can do instead of having all this if else here, we can create a nice collection. That this will also be static because I have marked this class as static. Static factory collection dot add, and here I will write the key and value. So what is the key here? We have vanilla, new. What will be there for vanilla ice cream? Vanilla factory, right? So we have a vanilla factory. Similarly, we have chocolate and mango. So yes, we have a mango, right? And now we can use this collection. We will remove everything from here. These all things we can remove, and here can use that collection and return. See, our code has become much more cleaner now. One more thing we just can check if this collections is having that key contains type, right? Then return this, else is not required. Anyways, if it is there, then it will return this collection, otherwise null it will return. Okay, so now the code has become much more cleaner with the help of using dictionary. Let me run this and show you. The output will be exactly same, vanilla, and we got the ice. So we implemented these 5 steps, right? And we now have a factory method pattern which will be responsible for creating the objects. Now the Jethalal's problem is solved. Why? Because now he has individual factories. Those are responsible for creating the objects, customized objects, or customized ice cream based on their own requirement. So in future, if he wants a new ice cream, then also he don't have to worry. He has to create a new factory, and based on that ice cream, that factory will react. I hope you understood the entire concept. If you didn't get, you can revise also and see. If you find this concepts helpful, please message in the comment. that it was helpful. Thank you.